Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Satisfactory Desert Bus, where in the previous episode we built some new iron production. We're currently making about 60 iron plates per minute, but we're hoping that later on the system will start to produce twice as much once we actually have some Mark III belts in here, making it all work right. At the moment, you can see that a lot of these smelters aren't working. Green means they're currently smelting, yellow means they're waiting on materials, and yeah, they're constantly flickering off and on as they try and keep supplied, but they're only being half supplied right now. So yeah, Mark IIs is all we can achieve at the moment, but I'm building for the future when we have Mark III belts, because then we can just swap out a couple of key location belts and it will all work wonderfully and create loads of extra iron. And this works as a pretty nice design. So today we're going to build this up further. We're going to get some iron rod production. Currently I only have plates going, so we'll get this to the next step. So the first thing to do is build up the walls, and then we'll build the new floors off of that. So this is going to be pretty simple, just spamming walls off everything we've already made, getting the whole thing a few tiers higher up. Jumping over the sides of constructors is a real pain. This is something I've learned. Drives me up the wall. Sometimes literally. Other times all I want to do is drive up the wall and it won't let me. Smelters, on the other hand, easy to walk past, which is nice. It's because of the arms that stick out. It's like these arms here get in your way. That's what stops you. Wow, I managed to get all of them. I was just kind of randomly clicking and just hoping it came out vaguely right, but that actually worked. Now we can probably hop up on top of one of these and just build this stuff from a distance. We can see the whole structure now. Oh. Far away is a little bit difficult, and I've fallen off. We climb on top of a smelter instead. Might that work better? Oh. The smoke's annoying, but we're at least close enough to build these. It becomes a real problem building over there. Can't see what I'm doing at all. There. There we go, and that might be all we need to be getting on with for now. So now what we want to do is grab the 1 meter foundations, and there's some smart things we can do with these. Oh well, I can walk between them with the blade runners because I'm going fast enough that I catch my foot on the next one before I fall off entirely. Brilliant. Okay, yeah, anyway, so build one there, and then can I build one any lower than that? That is the question. The answer is yes. And can I build one lower than that? Yes! How about lower than that? No, that's our limit. So we can actually have it quite low down here, just above the lower level. Does mean a lot of smoke's going to come up through the floor. We could build our smelters like this. Now, is that a good idea? That's the question, because we're at a half level right now, which is going to make it awkward for inputting the ores. What I might instead do... Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to do a 2-tiered system with this. That's the idea, because like currently this ratio all works out perfectly. This is 120 being smelted and 240 being smelted and 240 being used. But this is iron plates, and iron plates use a particularly large amount because each machine, each constructor uses 30. When we're making the rods, they only use 15, and we probably can't cram like 16 of these in here. I could come up with other build designs, like having one set making iron plates and 2 sets making rods, and that would fit in this space most likely. But that ratio probably won't be right anyway, so I probably won't bother with that. What I'm instead thinking is I have a multi-tier system. Constructors can have the floor above them lower down, like so. So that one, it's only 2 blocks high, and then you can build the next layer. With this, it's 2.5 before you can build the next layer. What I might end up making it is 2 and 3, and I think still the ratios will be, like, it would be even better to have this be more than 3 to make the numbers actually line up. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking, is that these levels will actually be different, and we'll have belts coming up using vertical conveyors and things to actually make it balance out right. So this floor is going to be this high, which is going to cause particular problems for, for the belts there. I think I am actually going to have to change those. That's what I'm thinking. And then over here we'll actually have them be 3 high. I was going to do 2.5, but the problem is that getting the inputs to work right will be a huge pain. If we just have it be 3, then the wall sockets for belts will go straight into splitters without issue, and also there'll be a bit less smoke in my face. It's a little bit of a pain. We'll be slightly higher up. It's not going to make much of a difference, I'll be honest, but the main reason is having it 3 high just makes things line up nicer, and I think still the ratios work out pretty well, because like only half of one of these sets of furnaces is going to be used by a floor of constructors making rods, unless I start messing about putting extra constructors in, which I may well do. That's a strategy. It's a definite option. And a pretty good one. And yeah, we can't build these. This is a problem. We're going to have to change around how those belts work. Okay, that might be enough to build the constructors, but I don't know if the overhang will work. I think the overhang is fine, which allows us like a gap in here to have tons of room to move around in. Okay, gonna hop down here. And we're gonna change around this system. So deconstruct these 4 poles. We'll rebuild them 3 high, and that will probably still be fine. We'll still be able to walk underneath, which was what I wanted out of these. And then deconstruct all of these. Probably going to help with power lines doing this. But that's nice. Alright, and then Mark 1 belts. Doop. 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 Doop doop. Doop. There we go. How's the... Okay, now it goes through the belt again, but now presumably there's other routes we can take that mean it won't go through the belt, maybe? I don't know. We can still walk underneath this absolutely fine. I think you can have it 2 high and it would still work, actually. Okay, so with that, more foundations. We'll complete the roof of this section. This is one reason I was considering having extra buildings, is because they're going to be different levels anyway, so there's already going to be height changes between, but we can have them be inside one building and it'll be easier to walk around that building and actually manage those. Now we've got to get up to that floor. That's a thing. So we're going to have to rearrange how this here works. Let's put a proper, like, doubling back kind of walkway thing in place. I'm going to have a bit of a think about how I make this work. We have like that, and then we have upwards ramps here. Whoops. Like so. We only need to go up by a small amount, so to there, and then corners. Oops. No, I don't want to drop bombs. We don't need that right now. Get my buttons mixed up. Okay. Turn. Turn. I did it again. I keep randomly clicking things. There and there. And this is the floor, right? Yeah, we need to remove that. There it is. Okay. And then we need a turn. And then another T-crossing. There we go. And then we can continue doubling up and just keep going up and up and up. And it's a relatively small footprint. That works out pretty nicely. And now we're at the higher floor. And we can have a walkway going up to there as well. Easy. Of course, the heights will change each time, so at some point it won't be easy anymore. So I noticed that these are sticking up through the floor now, and I'm a little bit concerned that might cause us problems. Let's try and build the constructors straight away, just in case they interfere with each other. Also, I noticed we have the special menu back with the space elevator because we need to build one, but that also allows us to build a hub even though we can't make the parts. Interesting. But that menu like disappears when you build the things. But then it'll appear and allow you to build stuff that you can't actually build. Right, I realise I need to work out what the actual positioning is of the constructors on the floor below. It's dead middle, just straddling the block. Okay. Constructor. And we'll have it this way around again. And then, can we build one there? It won't allow it. It says floor is too steep because there's a part of the floor that's straight up missing. What it actually means. So in that case, I could put ramps in? No, that probably wouldn't work. I'll put foundations in. I think I can probably remove them later, so it works fine. Okay, so now we built the fourth one. Constructor. That way. Got these all right? Yep, I have. And then over here, same thing, facing inwards. There we go. Now the smelting floor. How have I got these positioned? Not actually sure. Like a step back from this bit here. Also, let's actually put some walls in. We need those. And yeah, we'll just keep building this up from the inside, and it's going to look like quite the monolith at the end of it. I realize it might look a little bit ugly, but I do have certain plans to make it look nicer when all's said and done. It's just going to have to be quite tall before I can make the decorations I want to make. Gives me time to think about it though and make some plans. Okay, so production, smelter, and yeah, we can have it right back here. Then run along and build the 9. Though perhaps it's time for the other kind, the copper-based production kind. That would be fun. Yeah, let's mix it up a bit. Let's try the other system to make sure it works. I'm gonna go get some copper. And we're gonna use foundries to make copper and iron into more iron. That'll get us the last bits of supply we need. Also realize I can't get back up here because I've made the walkway slightly different. Should probably fix that. Also, I think I'll have it go off to the side, though I don't know if that will work. Where will it go? There's places for it to stop. Down here. Yeah, that should be okay. So we'll do organization, turn, and then back in there and walkway ramp. Just run it down to ground whenever that happens. There we go. That totally works. Okay, let's go get us some copper. I think our 2 copper deposits over there are in use right now, but... oh, I should get some materials. But there is another that I can make use of a little bit further out. So we'll make 2 portable miners. Let me check, do I have what I need to make a Mark II miner? Yes, I'm getting a bit short on cables, so let's grab some more of those. Oh. There we go, 2 stacks of that. Let's just check everything else, all the iron things too. We're doing pretty well with this stuff actually. Not much has been lost. Let's get some more reinforced iron plates, which still haven't built up. Wow, are they building up right now? Are there reinforced iron plates coming in? Yes, there are. Okay, pretty decent rate actually. Not fantastic, but they're there. This can change now. I can make these into stackables. Actually, what I realise is I could make these into Mark IIs, and then one of them will suffice for supplying the base. Oh, actually, I'm not even using this. Oh, I thought I was using both of these for the supply, but I'm not. Never mind. Alright, let's just destroy this. And we can bring the copper over. That works. Oh. Well, since I've had to clear one of these away. There we go. Mark II miner. Yeah, put it on facing this way. Boop. We have a power line. We do. There we go. 120 copper per minute. Very nice. Now let's get Mark II belt, bringing it over this way. I kind of want to fix up this system here because it's annoying me that I have this old-fashioned belt style going on right now. We can change this around. Let's go like here. And let's build right about here. Some stackable conveyors. I can walk under here so I can actually have a bit lower overall, potentially. And then stackable going this way, like here. We'll probably do it. And then we go back. Start putting the 3 stacks in other places. Oh, it is going to interfere, I think, with other things. Oh, it is. They are going to clip through each other. I think I'm just going to let it slide because this is actually going to go soon. I'm currently building the replacement system for iron. So those belts will no longer be a thing. Oh, I think I messed this up. Hold on. This has to be more like here. There we go. Let's just build the belts between to make sure it can be done. Be awkward to deconstruct a system, then find out I can't replace it. Yep, we have encroaching happening. It's probably the power pole. Let me check. Yeah, that's what it's got to be. Oh, I might sneeze soon. Definite danger of sneezing right now. I think it's subsiding. I think we're going to be okay. Right. That should work okay. It's no longer such a straight line. It goes a little bit weird. But that's fine. Because a lot of this is actually going to go as well in future. Because I'm doing the whole making iron out of copper thing, I'm gonna then do the whole thing of making copper out of iron by turning the iron back into cable, or wire and cable, and that will be a way more efficient system. So the days of this particular setup are numbered, because half of it's no longer relevant. So which one's which? Cable should be higher up. Is this... Yeah, this works. And then wire should be the second tier. What are you encroaching? Oh, the power line, aren't you? Oh, just do a sidestep to that thing, whatever. And then the copper ore goes onto that one. We'll tear all this down. That'll be our new system. It'll look a lot neater. Didn't need to do that, but I wanted to because it looks nice. And getting a stackable system set up is always good because you never know when there's some other thing that's going to come along and also make use of a stackable system that's already in place. Okay, that goes elsewhere. It's these top two. You go there. You go... Whoop. Come on, there we go. Tear down that. Cables into the top one. Wires into the bottom one. It just about avoids... Look at that! It just avoids clipping through the concrete. Nice. And there's our new supply. Awesome. And we have a copper ore coming through. And this is going to have to go straight in front of our hub for now. At some point, the hub's going to move. That's like... At this point, it's way out of kilter with everything else I'm building. And at some point, we're just going to pave all this over and then just going to plonk the hub on top of that when that's done. For now, we'll just work around it. It's fine. Do that. Gonna look a little bit wacky. Go like there. Then I think we're gonna have to go up a bit to make sure we can navigate through all this mess. And I'll still be able to walk up the walkway. It's fine, this thing's going to need to go up later anyway. Going this way. I'll keep the height the same, because why not? Now we've raised it, I'll just keep it raised. And we've got to work out exactly where it goes into the building. Also, I need to sort out these pillars. For a start, this pillar should definitely go all the way into the ground. Otherwise it looks silly. We're also going to encase it in walls, because that's going to look cool, I feel. Oh. Just about allow us to build on the inside. Took a little bit of persuading. Oh, can I do here? Oh, it's going to make me work for this one. There we go. that pillar done. Let's get the rest done while we're here. Nope. I might have double layered them there or just not built something, I'm not sure. This definitely... Oh, I can't really do anything about this one right now. We'll leave that one. It's fine. Make the rest look nice and we can fix that later when we've got those things out of the way. Also, this needs to go. It's no longer a thing, as does that. Oh, whoops. Did I get the right thing? I don't know, but I'm just going to click it again. There we go. Fill those in. Over to the other pillar. Oh yeah, I need to rebuild the space elevator still. Oh dear. And I forgot between episodes to go back and look at how I built it the first time to see if I could use that to help me build it again. Alright, there we go. Lovely... Oh, I missed one. I was going to say lovely red pillars all around the thing, but no. One more to go. I'm going to build one more off the bottom there, because you can just about see that. Oh. There! Now we've got the pillars done. I think that looks nice. And I'd definitely be worried about the structural soundness of this in real life if I encountered it. Because there's nothing central. The central support's kind of important, I'm pretty sure. Generally, when it comes to structures of any kind. Okay, we have another iron mine here. This needs upgrading. So we're going to need to make another... Do I have like a equipment workshop around here somewhere? I'm just going to build one. Like, they're cheap. I should just plonk them all around the place, really, so I have them. Make me a singular portable miner. Doop. And then we can tear this down, build a Mark II. And this can be our supply for the foundries. There we go. Where did I power this from? Probably that. I'm going to tear all this down. I need Mark IIs anyway, and this is going the wrong way. I think. Where is it going? Oh, did this go to the smelters for, or the foundries for steel? Is that what this was? Yeah, that must be what it was. Well, that's gone now. Just the concrete to worry about underneath that pillar now. Okay. Mark II. Start bringing it over. Send it more like this way, and then we'll work out what we're actually doing with it in a minute. I need to go build the actual foundries and see how that's all going to line up, so let's go up into the building. I think the size of foundries in most dimensions, apart from widthways, so all dimensions apart from widthways, I think, is the same as a smelter. This is what we got to work with. There's actually more space to work these, so with that in mind, I might do something based on how the output's positioned, because like, I don't know if I want an output so snug against the wall. It's not a huge issue, though. What I was thinking is have it snug against this wall, and that makes this output more kind of central between each one. We can even deliberately line it up by having it like that. Always have the output come out of the middle point of the foundation. That might be a way to do it. Oh, I'm out of concrete. Oh dear. Yep. Always got to resupply on that stuff when you're building. Oh. I missed. Bloomin' Blade Runners, you end up flying too far. Only Blade Runners could make me complain about overshooting things that I definitely couldn't reach at all otherwise. Cool. More of that. And it looks like we also need more encased industrial beams. And those I'm going to need to make myself. Do I have much in the way of normal industrial beams? Yes, I do. So we can do this. Yeah, we can make tons of these. This will later be done on the main bus, but the area is currently occupied by other iron production, so we'll have to clear that out first. I get like 50 of this, or maybe just 25, I don't know. I think it's 5 per foundry, so I could do with a few. I probably have enough to get on with what I'm doing, but then I won't have anything left for anything else. We'll go for 50. I think I'm pretty good for everything else. I'm starting to run low on reinforced iron plates. I'll grab some more of those as well when I go grab even more concrete, because I've used up so much of it doing this. There we go. Oh yeah, we should have also, a long time ago, finished this. Analysis complete. Nothing else of interest.
The crystals on this slug can be harvested and converted into 5 power shards that function with current fix-it technology. Several buildings would be capable of performing over 100% capacity if infused. The derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 3.
Excellent. We can't actually make any yet, but I do believe I know the location of a particular purple slug. That guy right there. He taunts us with his awkward to-getness. I could just build myself up to there, but that's effort. I'll go get him if I ever, like, urgently need some overclocking. Alright, back to work up here. So I'm thinking I line them up dead middle with that, and that makes it all kind of even out. And then 3 of them go that way, and 3 of them go that way, and it works out. The main worry is the inputs, whether I can actually get that to work. It's going to be a little bit of a faff, I believe. I kind of wish that this was mirrored. I'd like the outputs to be on the other side, and then I'd have... Because, like, right now, if I carry on building these, which I should probably just do... Oh, I got that one wrong. Like, right now, there's a bunch of space on this end, but I'm not doing anything on this end. The inputs are probably going to be over there. I'm never going to input from this side, because the space elevator and not iron or copper is in that direction. So, this would, like, give me more room to navigate stuff, but I also want these to be kind of central. I don't want one squished against the edge wall. Building them like this means that they're actually even, despite the fact that they're off to the side on the actual structure. Also, foundries are a pain to get past. You can't go between them, I'm pretty sure. You can kind of... There we go. You can just kind of slide up the side of it and then walk over the top, I guess. It's one way of doing it. So yeah, we're going to have inputs, like, through here. And I don't know if there's going to be enough room for them to do their thing. Let's just start building it and see if it works. So wall conveyor times 2. And immediately, I don't think we have enough space to put the splitter in and be able to feed into the thing properly. This will actually work. No, it won't work. This one will have to be higher, but we can do that. We can make that work. I think if I move all of the foundries back a smidge, that'll be okay. It won't interfere with this. They've got plenty of room at the front right now, and we're struggling for space at the back, so that makes sense. This time there's no space elevator to accidentally deconstruct while I'm doing this, so that's always nice. So, where are they? Production, foundry. And yeah, so if they were like that, maybe even like that actually, which would have not been good. I think they were like that. Let's just push them way more forward, and that should give us enough room. Also, I've positioned that slightly wrong, I realise. Let's just do this one right, and then we can use it as a guide. Boundary, plonk. That's enough room for the splitter to operate, I'm pretty sure. Let's build it, though. Let's actually check. There's the input, and then gotta line up the output. I think that's right. Okay, so then we have... Let's do a Mark II, though I think we only actually need a Mark I to run this. No, I think we do need a Mark II. That goes into there. Yeah, that works fine. It connects, doesn't even complain when I try and do it like I sometimes run into. Then over here is the thing. One way of doing it is just to have two walls with ports in above each other, and the things come in and immediately go to two stacked splitters. Though I realise that won't matter because the splitters are going to be offset from each other anyway, just to work. Okay, what I'm going to do is put a stackable here. I'm going to see, can I belt diagonally up to here? Yes, I can. Can I make it any shorter than that? Make things even nicer for me. I can, okay. I'm not going to push my luck any further because that's enough right there. We're actually fine. I was more worried about this than I need to be. This actually does work. And then, okay, let's build the rest of the foundries, because I'm now confident this will function one way or another. There we go. Everything's lined up right. Let's put in the first set of splitters. So, yep, that's right. The trick to line them up with the foundry is to line up the edge of the bounding box for both. So if the corners are touching over there on the left, you can pull them back if you need to, but either way, they need to be lined up like that. That's the key for lining up the inputs for foundry, seeing as it doesn't give you guiding lines for it. It's a bit more of a pain to do. Okay, whoop. Mark 2's between all of these. We'll have that be like that, just so everything's more neat, because it matches a bit more with this system. Right, you can let me connect. Yes, you are. I've just got to be stood in a certain spot for it to allow it, because the conveyor belt building stuff is weird here sometimes. But oh, I can also connect them backwards. It'll still work out the right way, I'm pretty sure. Yep, it is. You probably couldn't see, but I just about could. Okay, and then let's go all the way to the end. Like just somewhere in the middle here, doesn't actually matter. Can I build all the way across in one go? Yes I can, fantastic. Then we gotta build the splitters and try and get them as lined up as we can. I'm trapped. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. I can't actually build the splitters without trapping myself in place. Let's do it from this wall. That should work a bit better. Wait, is this... Oh, I didn't line it up right. Hold on. Oh, I accidentally ate food. Oh well. There is where I actually want it, not in the middle. That's correct. Okay. I was going to say maybe that contributed to the issue, but I think that was just its own problem. I should put this wall in, or I will fall off when I get to here later. Right, now we can do this from here. So, splitter, there. And let's immediately check this connects, though I'm pretty sure it does. Piece of cake, and there's probably even no clipping. It looks like there's enough clearance for that to be a thing. Okay. The trick is that you can see the orange arrows, so you can line yourself up with them and then line the green arrows up with them. That's the way to get it exactly right. There. So they're all on the belt already, we just have to connect them down to the inputs. Oh, missed. Ah. Making a meal of this. Nope. Where did that go? That's not what I want at all. Like that. Alright, and that is all 6 of them. Now, let's give them the recipe. Iron alloy. So, they take 15 iron ore and 15 copper ore per minute, and they produce 45 iron ingots per minute. So, it's a pretty good deal. So, we need 90, I think, yeah, 90 coming in. 6 times 15. But 270 will come out, just like on the floor below. So this system works out really well for always producing roughly the same amount. So it means that you don't actually necessarily need 90 coming in, you need 80 coming in, because a lot of the time you'll only actually have it producing 240 and therefore requiring 80 ore. Which means that if you have an iron mine and a copper mine, each producing 240, which they will once I get Mark III miners, then them combined can exactly supply 3 floors of these, which is maybe all we'll need for a good long while. Eventually we will need more than that, but it's going to serve as well for a decent time before then. Okay, let's get the outputs now. Merger. And again, line these up with the, like, using the bounding boxes. Now in this case... thing. So we're presuming that each one of these actually produces 40 per minute. We're going to go off those numbers. So we're leaving a bit of redundancy of like roughly 5%. Like 6 or 7% or whatever. But we're assuming that it's not going to run at that. And yes, the codes on these are hot AF. And smelter. Does that mean something? I don't think so. It might do. They all have codes like that on them. They're just particularly noticeable on these. Okay, yes, so one of these is producing 120. We want 60 per minute for these. So yeah, this works actually. We don't need to like merge them and then split them. We can have 3 merge and then go off and split. And half of them will then go up a floor to the next layer of constructors, which will probably make even more iron rods because we want a lot of iron rods. We need many, many iron rods. Okay, so merger. That one's going to face that way, though it doesn't line up correctly. That's a problem. And we can't just have it go there because this splitter won't have enough room to send some up and some across. So it's going to have to go out here, and then we'll have a splitter like there. Which will actually work out pretty well. And then some will go that way, and some will go that way and up. Yeah, that works. That actually lines up nicely. Only issue is the floor isn't kind of there. Though I think we can actually build it right there. We'll try it anyway. With that in mind, though, we can actually build the mergers facing... oh no, do we want to do that? We don't want to do that. We want the majors facing how they were. Whoops. Forwards, like that. And then these ones facing outwards. Like so, and then forwards. Okay. Outputs will be Mark 1s. That'll work okay. A little bit fiddly to get them to go to the right place, but I've definitely had worse, trust me. You're going to see it soon. They've slightly changed some stuff with exactly where a belt thinks you're trying to build it. That makes making my main bus stuff a real pain sometimes. You will learn this pain in time, but I will spare you it for now. But once we get back to working on the main bus, you're going to see what horrible things they've done to make it a nightmare to work with. Okay, then right here we need a splitter. That's a merger. We need a splitter. Line it up corner to corner with that. Input there. So then this will go like that, and then one will come out here, go straight up and onto the next floor, and this one is just going to go straight down and supply all these, and that lines up wonderfully. This is actually working out really well all of a sudden. We had some rocky patches with setting up this build to start with, but now I'm finding some really nice, convenient ways that things space. That are just making things lovely. Okay. Mark 1s into here. Technically, I only need Mark 1s for this, but I'm going to use Mark 2s just in case we want to, like, build up the system. That kind of thing. I don't know if it matters, but sometimes it's just potentially a good idea to stick a couple of higher speed belts just so that things can move faster if they have the opportunity, and that will occasionally happen. So that's that ready to go. I mean, well, not in terms of power and output, but in certain other ways it's ready to go. One step at a time. And then splitter here, same thing. Doop. And then, whoop, jeez. I need to go down here anyway, so that works out. Splitter. Here. Here. And here. And Mark 1s for... Oh, we're connecting to the machines. I love that you can just see the little indicators for the floor below poking through the floor, lined up perfectly with those ones. You can check the status of the floor below without even being there. Okay, that's the outputs done, or the inputs for these done. Now we need to do our merger system, and it's going to be basically the same as the floor below. Though this is going to be dealing with a higher capacity. We will want to use Mark III belts on this later, though of course we can't for now. Actually, oh no, I think it's the same. No, it is the same. Yeah, this is going to be outputting 120 per minute again. I was getting myself mixed up, but no, this is actually, this will work with Mark II belts. Straight off the bat. It's the input that, in fact, the input will work for this. Yeah, it'll mean that if we actually add a second floor and try and supply it for now, it won't work because we can't bring in... Nope, I'm talking rubbish. This will totally work. We only need 90 per minute coming into these. We can provide that with Mark II belts. This is fine. I'm getting myself mixed up now as to what can do what. Yep. So that means this floor is actually going to run a lot better. I should have done this from the start. I should have not done the pure iron. I should have done the refinery system, because that actually can work entirely off Mark II belts. Huh. Okay, then we're going to want to do our conveyor pole system from before. Just for accessibility purposes. Did I do that one in the right place? No, it should be here. Delete that. And then up and down. And up and down. And up and down. And up and down. And that is 120 per minute worth of rods able to be sent out the system. The only thing we're lacking now is the initial inputs of ore and the power. So let's do thinking I can put these like in here somewhere to maybe allow myself to walk past. Oh geez, okay, I've fallen down here. Allow myself to walk past safely. It says falling down to the lower floor decidedly unsafely. Just have them down here. Maybe that's the better way. Here. And here. And then 3 connecting to each. And then they can all connect to 1, which is actually, that's kind of awkward now. There's another way to do this, and I'm going to do it that other way. Let's put power poles here and here. Same on this side. Trying a slightly different design here. This one connects to there, connects to there. Those 2 connect in pairs like so. Same thing over here. You can see the random different colours we're getting because I'm occasionally using the deconstruct tool and highlighting random things. So we've got orange and red going on. Then each of these have a spare spot left, so we can just take them all into a power pole, like here, which can then go off outside somewhere, somehow, whatever. Connect to that. It's fine. It's going to get more and more of a problem as time goes on. I'm going to have to work out a proper actual system to use rather than bodging it like that. But it works for now. Now, let's get the inputs done and then we'll finish for today. We're having some very long episodes here, just getting very engrossed in this particular building project. And it's a big one. Okay, so there are our inputs. Doesn't matter which one is coal and which one is which one is copper and which one is iron. If one was coal, that would matter, because that's not what it's supposed to be. Okay, conveyor lift Mark II. Only technically needs to be... Oh no, it doesn't need to be Mark II. It's 90 of each we need. We can just bring them down to this level right here. It's going to be more of a problem later when we've got to do extra tiers of it, but right now it's just super simple, so I'm going to happily accept that. Let's get a stackable here, just so I can get some clearance with my iron line. Up you go, and down you go into there, and the copper line can go into there. I could even have these above ground level, but I've done this now, and I don't want to change it because I've just done it. So we can go up and watch this in action. This will actually work at full speed. Oh, but you know what I should do? I should get the actual output sorted. So... Problem is I can't just have it go, like, vertical because that's in the way. Even if I use a vertical for that, I'd have to mess with this as well. I need to work out like a plate on the ground that I bring the verticals up from so I can connect them properly, because otherwise it's not going to work. For now, we can just bodge it and do that. There. And then we need to upgrade all this to Mark II and actually get this going to the main bus and not into smelters where it's going to break everything. So delete you. And the rods go... We actually have 2 rod supplies. Wait, one's dead. Oh, yeah, because I cut off the supply. Well, that's the one we'll do then. Delete that. And this can just kind of swing around. It's going to be awkward. This is a mess. I'm fully aware that this is a serious mess and clipping and all sorts, but... It's a thing of, like, you've got to rebuild one system at a time. So, right now we're doing the supply. Later on we'll do the transport. And rods should be coming in. It's going to take them a while to actually be made, though, I realise. So we can fold the belt back. Oh, fallen. Damn it. Well, there's nothing on the vertical conveyor yet. That's a nice thing. You can see that from any direction that there's stuff on there. And there isn't right now. Up we go. How far have we got? Oh, you know what? It never was going to be ready because I've not set any of these to make the rods. Let me jump on top of it. There we go. Okay, configure. Iron rods. Oh, overshot. Configure. Iron rods. Iron rods. Can I just walk between these? I can. It's ridiculous. Blade Runners are the best and the worst at the same time. But right now they're the best. Yep, that's ridiculous. There, they are now all actually running, producing iron rods. That's 120 iron rods per minute. It will actually be that amount as well. Look at all these iron ingots coming through. System can't even deal with them all. Because we gave them time to build up, because everything was shut down. And if we go to the end of this belt, it might take a second, but it should. Look at that, it's like a saturated belt. Okay, there's a bit of a gap there, but it should become a fully saturated belt, ultimately. Apart from the occasional extremely rare hiccup, I imagine. Alright, looking nice. We are now fully able to demolish this system while still having a complete replacement system operational. There's definitely room to expand that, but that's the point. Also, did I not put walls in there? I thought I did. Oh dear. There we go. Building's coming along nicely. It's going to get ridiculously tall by the end of things, I imagine. Though actually, each floor is pretty thin. Like, it's 2 blocks, every 2 blocks we have an output, so that's nice and compressed. At the back it's already getting taller, but then it's going to work out nicely, because we need to put another floor of constructors on now, before we even bother building another floor of smelters. We don't need another floor of smelters. Half the production of those is currently unused, and can go to the next floor making even more rods, or iron wire is an option as well. 1 floor of constructors making iron wire, so 8 of them, makes, I think, 520. I think it's something like 67.5 per minute is what 1 of them makes. So 2 of them makes 130, I think. No, that's not right. It's 135. Yeah, 2 of them make 135. 4 of them make 270. There's that number again. Keeps coming up. And then if you have the whole floor do it, it's 540 wire, which is all the wire we'll ever need. We'll probably not do any alternate recipes that don't use wire, because we'll have that much wire. We're going super efficient with our iron supply, so we can produce insane amounts of iron if we need to, and we should definitely make use of that down the line, right? We're only scratching the surface at this point, using half our deposits, and they're not even being fully utilized. We can put Mark III miners on these later, overclock them to 250% of their normal speed. We can do a lot with this stuff. It can get very crazy. For now, this is just the proof of concept initial structure, and this is probably going to be the highest building in our factory, so it makes sense to put it right alongside the space elevator that I don't currently have. I'm either going to reveal that between episodes or next episode. Whatever. It's the problem for future me still. It's not like we're ready to do any science quite yet, though motor production is now on the cards. Next thing to do is tear this whole thing down and build some main bus here, which will include stators and motors, and then we are actually in a state to do the science and unlock tiers 5 and 6. Not that we can do anything with them for a while, but we can start on like some of the tier 5 stuff, and then when we do get to tier 6, then we get the trains. and that'll be fun. But that's all I have time for today, so I should say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.